Hello everyone, this is Verde Arbusto. This is the Schumann Resonance Harmonics channel on Facebook and on YouTube and and in the Astral Records as well. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all to my subscribers who stick with me, and there's a number of you I see make regular comments. Thank you. Jackie and Julie and Bradley, a bunch of other E's. So as a response to a comment that one of my regular subscribers had made, this person had mentioned the topic of the clear stated intention of this is we're talking about the spectrograms. We're still on the topic of the Schumann spectrogram. All right. So we're understanding the Schumann spectrogram. All right. So part of understanding the spectrogram is the parameters of the data that's being put into it. All right. Now, the comment from the viewer was to the extent that they see it all as a light object. Okay. So I'm making a preemptive video before I comment to that so I can have something to point to and look at and show. I already did a post that's basically this, I think, which talks about the limits. There's a range. Okay, now I'm just going to read this real quick. The wavelength range of electromagnetic radiation that falls between 380 and 750 nanometers constitutes the visible light spectrum. 1 nanometer equals 10 to the negative 9th meter. These are the two limits beyond which the human eye cannot perceive any colors, as the biological mechanism in the retina, which makes color vision possible, does not respond to frequencies that have a wavelength greater than 750 nanometer and less than 380 nanometers. All right. So this is what the scientific, technical kind of limitation of the human eye is. However, many people are experiencing visual hallucinations in some way, shape, or form. I read in comments, and I mean it's all over that the eyes can be deceptive. Okay, the eyes are not a fact. What you see is not a fact. It's another sense. It's a feeling. What you see is a feeling, basically. Even the words, everything that you conceive through your eyes is a feeling. All right. Now, there is a certain logical concept behind what you see, and yet there may not be. The logic may be that it's in a higher dimension than the average can perceive. And this is one of the things that's happening as we ascend, as we're moving off into this ultraviolet range. I talk about the densities and the dimensions, all right? They're not the same thing. The two words are not, interchangeably to be used here in this arena. One is, as I talk about, one is the amplitude, the temporal, that's the time, that goes this way, that's the amplitude, and then you have the other, that's the quality, the magnetic, that moves that way. Okay, so you have to understand somewhere here around the range of what you can perceive is the smallest thing. The wave, this is the wavelength right here. All right, when we talk about the frequency of electromagnetics, this is it. So as you start moving up, the waves move into a straight line. Okay, and yet there are still particles. They're particles that are cohesive and move in a straight line. It's when you start getting down here that into the quality of the magnetics that you start getting, where you are moving into a wave, a true cohesive wave that can can bounce around the world. These are all straight line, which moves into a qualified, cohesive wave here, which bounces around the world. And these are the Schumann resonances, is the lowest. These here, 3 to this is kilometers, hertz, the cycles per second. Okay, so you have to remember 3 hertz, 3 cycles per second of this wave is 100,000 kilometers in wavelength. This is the wavelength, kilometer. This down here is 100,000. Okay, this is 10,000. This is 100,000. These are the Schumann resonance waves. The antennas for the Schumann resonances is in this area here. That's it. It's not picking up the optical light, what you would call the white light, the flash. That happens somewhere in here, but before it moves out of range. Okay, where your eyes can detect a white light flash, that's where it's going beyond your eyesight. Okay, so you have to understand that. So if we're talking about white light, a white flash that's before any of this, it's certainly not being picked up down here by the Schumann antennas. Okay, it's important to remember that, because the wavelength of 3 hertz, 3 cycles per second, is 100,000 kilometers. At 30 hertz, 30 cycles per second, that's 10,000 kilometers. All right. Kilo is 1,000, so 10,000 is a million, 10 million. Okay, so that's what we have to understand, that it may all be, and I'm addressing this issue of what the constraints on the Schumann antennas and the Schumann spectrogram. As I showed with the spectrogram of the audio, that's an even slower. That's even down here. Audio is not able to move through a vacuum. Okay, so audio is a different range than the electromagnetics. Audio is a compression wave, and yet with the right parameters set into the spectrogram, it will give you a visual representation of the spectrum of the information. I guess that's the best way to put it. All right, so this was intended just to be a short video. There's another lesson that comes with this. And so this is where the science struck. This is where I got the chart from. Okay, and I will just show you the wavelength range in angstrom, wavelength range in nanometers. Okay, so these are 2 different scales of reading the same information. Okay, and so it's important to just remember in all of this that while it may be electromagnetic gravitational waves that are all at work here, there's a range of what the electronics are able to pick up. And it's also important to remember, like, one of the things as well, that as we move on in ascension, is that people are picking up, people are picking up EMF signatures of intelligent beings at this end. And as some of us descend, there is also information at this end of unhappy, negative beings that are within this kind of range that certain people are able to detect. And in many cases, there's a confusion between what people are seeing on this end and what our people are seeing on that end. And they're not the same, the human eyes are able to detect the most amount of, right here, it shows you, eyes love green. You know, it's in the middle. That's where we are. That is us. All right. Okay, anyway, so this was going to be just a short presentation, you know, a true 10-minute video. Just a cheery, happy update. Thank you to all of everyone. You know, this is a wonderful time to be alive in. And, you know, I just want to encourage everyone not to lose focus. And that's part of one of the reasons why I'm here, is to help usher in, you know, this weirdness that's coming in. You know, I am the chief head weirdo in my humble view. Did I just say that out loud? Yeah, so thank you all for being here. Everyone's wonderful, and thank you all for the comments, the love and support. Don't lose hope, don't lose focus. There's a lot of, you know, the ultraviolet angels. There are a legion of the ultraviolet angels and the amethyst light, and you know, all of this wonderful God and goddess specifically energy that's coming in at this time to help people, you know, get through their stuff. And because this is where we're moving, to be able to see, not only see, but experience and feel viscerally through all of your senses this wonderful healing energy that's down in this world, well, I guess, in this range here. All right, anyway. All right, so on that cheery note, actually, it was a truly cheery note. Excuse me. Thank you all for being here, and everyone's wonderful. And I especially want to thank the regulars that I see in pretty much all the comments. Bradley and Julie and Jackie and a number of others. Thank you. Thank you to everyone. I appreciate the love and support. So, on that cheery note, have a wonderful day. Namaste.